Hello everyone, it's Simon, and thank you so much for all of your donations. We have just reached $3,263 total dollars donated to help Heather and her daughter out. It's incredible. I am so deeply appreciative of everything y'all have done. It really means the absolute world to me. So this means I owe a third video. So in the link to the description of this video, you will see a link to a tweet. Go ahead and click that, and there will be several options for you to choose from. And yeah, go ahead and make your wishes known. If there's anything in particular you're really passionate about seeing in terms of content, in terms of physical challenges or something like that, or Yomi related, go ahead and drop your idea in a reply to that tweet. And I will make sure to consider that in the overall stats. So, without further ado, let's move on to the Hall of Heroes. So we've got some new names here. We've got to the second row of names, which I'm very, very excited about. So from the top, thank you to Tara, Mo, Ben, Danny, Jen, Katie, Josh, a literal actual frog, Diego, Carolad, Holly, Peter, ZQXX, Simon, Gemma, Seth, Freddie, Lynn, and Sylvie. Thank you all so much for your very kind and very generous contributions in this month of December. I really, truly appreciate it. And going right over to the top 10 donors list, well, a literal actual frog. I mean, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to unseat a literal actual frog. Simply too powerful. Still, number one, $1,600 donated, nearly 50%, just shy of 50% of the total amount. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that very kind donation. Number two is rock solid, Simon Brandley, that's myself, with 500. Peter Gories with 200, rounding out the top three. And then Danny Carvalho still sitting steady at $150. Lynn P, newcomer, $100. Freddie W as well, $100. Simon Locke, $100. Ben Collins, $100. Holly Marasco, $100. And Seth Adams hitting us with the funny sex number, $69 donated. Very, very pleased to see that. Thank you very much. Nice. And so without further ado, thank you very much again, everyone here. Encourage you to try to make the top 10 donors, but literally any amount helps. And again, you want to just share the link to the campaign. The link to that is below in the description of the video as well. Any retweets or shares on social media, or just sending it to friends that you think might be able to contribute, are greatly appreciated. I know it's not always possible to donate, even if you wish you could. So any shares are absolutely appreciated just as much. Thank you so much. And on to the nail polish video. Thanks. Hello everyone, it's Mystic Juicer here with the promised second fundraiser video. And based on the Twitter votes, the overwhelming winner was a nail polish tutorial. So as I explained, I've been painting my nails for a little while now, and so I didn't do too much research into how to do it. So this is just kind of the simplest process that I came up with. So just the things you'll need some nail polish in whatever color you want. I'm going with black. A clear coat, I recommend, just to make the nail polish last longer. You're going to need a nail trimmer. Recommend one with a nail file on the back of it. You can get those at all of this stuff you can pick up at basically a local pharmacy. You'll need some nail polish remover. Even if you're just putting your nail polish on for the first time, you'll need it to clean up some of the errors and mistakes you make. And some Q-tips and a piece of nasal tissue. It's a Kleenex, to get a Kleenex, basically. So step one is you're going to want to, or at least I do, I don't like having long nails, so for whatever reason I decided to record myself clipping my nails, because that was sure not to be uncomfortable for anybody. anyway, before you do this, make sure that you are run your hand, like you wash your hands. You wash your hands with some warm or hot water, depending on your preference, just to soften up your nails and to soften up your cuticles, because we're also going to be pushing back the cuticle there, just off the top of the nail. I like to do this because I want my nails, like my nail polish, basically to last as long as possible. I have an office job, so usually the nail polish chips really badly after like a couple of days. But if I didn't have that, and somehow managed to preserve my my nail polish for a while, this would essentially keep it looking better for longer, because the idea is I'm going to push the cuticles up just a little bit off the nail. Just don't hurt yourself doing this. So it shouldn't hurt. It should just want to push it up a little bit and kind of even it out into like an oval or whatever shape your cuticle takes. And the idea is, as your nail grows, the nail polish that sits on top of it is going to move slowly down. Essentially, you're going to move down your nail, and your cuticle, having been pushed back, will now kind of also follow it for a little while, so it'll continue looking like you won't have that gap of unpolished nail, that dreadful gap at the top of your nail. That's the idea anyway. I just do it because it feels nice. Okay, so now that we've pushed the cuticles back off our fingernails, I'm just going to go ahead and clip my nails. I like to clip my nails before I put nail polish on. I just don't like having long nails. This is not a necessary step, but in case you're an alien or you've never clipped your nails before somehow, I'm going to show you how to do it, I guess. Okay, and now that nails are all clipped, I'm just going to go ahead and file them, and then we will be ready to apply the nail polish. Okay, so for the next step, you're going to need the tissue and your nail polish. And the tissue is basically just to get rid of any excess nail polish that happens to get on the skin, on your fingers, rather than on the nail itself. maybe incorrect to give that vigorous a shake. Generally just unscrewing the top and then kind of stirring the nail polish up with the applicator should be enough. So I always use my left to paint or use my right hand to paint my left hand, and then use my left hand to paint my right hand, just out of habit. Maybe actually smarter to do it in another sequence, because I'm painting with my dominant hand while it's still unpainted, and it does become a little trickier to paint once you've got nail polish on your nail. But in any case, what you want to do is basically grab, make sure you've got a good amount of nail polish on the applicator brush, and then start from the very top of your nail. Pick one of the sides that you want to start with, and then just brush down to the tip. You will find, I was just pointing out there that it's a little difficult to see in the light, but the I basically kind of ran out of nail polish on the brush by the time I got to the bottom of the nail, and so I'm just touching up the bottom of the nail so that it has enough nail polish on it. So you want to try to get like a good amount, essentially all the way. Like ideally you want to do a single stroke, because touching it up does cause little imperfections and bumps and can cause bubbles in the nail polish. But don't worry too much about that. Again, I don't paint my nails super regularly, so I haven't really developed perfect technique or whatever. This is definitely an introduction to doing the basics of nail polish. Yeah, that's generally what I try to do, is do like a full proper stroke all the way to the bottom of the nail. You can see me mess that up continuously as I've got this like weird angle where I'm trying to show what I'm doing to the camera. But in any case, try to do, so basically start from the very top, get a good amount of nail polish on there, on the applicator brush, bring it all the way to the bottom of the nail in one smooth motion, and if you need to, then touch it up either with whatever remains on the brush, or go back to the nail polish and grab some more. And I'm definitely not capturing this well on camera, but essentially what you want to do is, after you've done the nail, basically grab the tissue and just wipe away any kind of major excess nail polish that gets on your finger. You don't necessarily need to, but I would recommend doing that. Also, don't worry too much about if you get like bubbles or imperfections on in the nail polish as you're applying it. That is why I kind of recommend using putting on a clear coat afterwards, because it does, first of all, smooth things out. It is kind of I don't know, it's not acidic, but like it kind of smooths things out anyway, and then it also applies that shiny shell that will kind of hide any little imperfections or little bubbles or bumps in the nail pretty well. You're going to want to feel out basically how much nail polish to put on the brush for all of your nails. I have a pretty big nail on my thumbnail is pretty big in comparison to the rest of my nails, and my pinky nail is pretty small. So the amount of nail polish that I need for any given nail, it tends to be pretty different. So just feel it out. Again, don't worry too much about about getting it like absolutely perfect the first time you do. Again, the clear coat will do a lot to fix any bumps and bubbles and stuff like that. The most important thing is just to make sure to get the nail polish all the way up to the all the way up to your cuticles. Just cover every part of the nail, depending on the shape and kind of how the way your hand looks and the way your nails sit inside the flesh of your hand. That may be more or less difficult. Okay, and there we've taken a little bit of the excess that got on the rest of our fingers off with the Kleenex. And don't worry about the rest of that. You can leave that, but I'm going to show you how to clean that up with a little bit of the nail polish and the Q-tips in a second. But you can leave it if you want. It will, like the stuff that gets on your fingers, like your actual skin, will just kind of rub off over the next like 12 hours, basically. Like you will, it will disappear pretty quickly. So you are going to want to let this dry. The stuff I buy is called Instant Dry, so it doesn't take too long, but I don't have a super good sense of how long it takes. Usually by the time you're done painting your other hand, your first set of nails will have dried, and then you apply the clear coat, and then you know, by the time you've done the clear coat on your first set of nails, your second set of nails is dry, and you can apply the clear coat to your other hand. And here we go, the comedy of errors, which is painting your dominant hand with, in this case, my left hand, while it also has nail polish on it, and you're super paranoid about it coming into contact with anything before it dries, because that will completely screw up your nail. So yeah, actually looking at this and doing this as a tutorial, I'm thinking like maybe I should actually paint my right hand first, and then even though it'll be awkward, like I'll have the awkwardness of using my right hand, which already has my nails done, to paint my left. It'll at least be my dominant hand, and I'll feel a little more confident maneuvering things around. You're going to see that although the thumb came out really nice, I'm very happy with the way the thumb worked out. Things go rapidly off the rails. Yeah, this is the very tricky bit. I'm not really, yeah. Fortunately, I didn't really internalize the exact position of the camera and what was in frame and what was not. So some of this is gonna not show much, but again, I'm just basically doing the exact same thing I did with the other hand. So putting the nail polish on, generally doing a worse job of it, and therefore needing to use the tissue paper to clean myself up. Okay, there we go. Finally, we've got all 10 fingernails painted. Okay, so the next step is going to be just to clean up the excess with Q-tip and some nail polish remover. So what I actually recommend doing is not what I'm showing you right now, but is to unscrew the top of the nail polish remover and just pour a little bit into the cap. And if the kind of nail polish remover that you bought doesn't allow that, then just go ahead and grab like a little bowl or something, or a cup or something, and just make sure that after you're done, you do a really good job of cleaning it out. But yeah, so basically just moistening the Q-tip with a little bit of nail polish remover and just rubbing it against the areas of your skin where you've got some nail polish. And I just like to do this, especially when I was doing it the first time. Like, I got way more nail polish on areas of my hand that were not my nail. And so especially when you're applying, you're going to apply a clear coat, like it's not too bad if the nail polish gets on the little pad of the pads of your fingers and stuff like that. But if it gets, for example, like on the sides of your finger next to the nail, then you don't really want to, you know, shellac that part and seal in that freshness. Yeah, this is why I recommend you don't go straight from the bottle. Yeah, there we go. Super good. Excellent. A powerful stench, which you are thankfully not being subjected to. But yeah, basically, yeah, when you put on the clear coat over top of it, you basically want to have a very clean set of nails and nail polish, so that you're not shellacking a whole bunch of excess nail polish to the rest of your hand. Basically, just try not to get too much nail polish on your actual nail, and just keep it to the you know, the bits where you don't want the nail polish to be. Some of these angles quite tricky, especially to keep them on camera. Otherwise, like if you're not recording this, it should be relatively. Yes, and so in cleaning up my mess, I have managed to screw up 2 of the painted fingernails on my, I think it's my right hand. Yeah, my right hand. So I'm also going to show you how to basically clean up your, once you're done, once you want to remove, so once your fingernail, your nail polish has cracked and chipped and basically become not pretty anymore, the way to remove them, well, the way I do it anyway, is now using our more efficient and safer nail polish remover technique, filling a little bit of a cap and then dipping the Q-tip inside. We're going to do our other hand, and then I'm just going to remove and redo the nail polish on those 2 fingers. And that process is much less refined and precise than the little touch-up stuff we're doing right now. Okay, so now that we've done the touch-up stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the nail. Okay, so be generous with how much nail polish remover you put on when you're actually removing a full nail. And then just scrub basically. And the nail polish remover will take off clear coat and all that stuff as well. So it's pretty handy to have. So in terms of colors, like you won't get everything off immediately, but again, the rest will, as you wash your hands and just go about your day, the excess material will come off your nails. I did find, and it kind of put me off, red nail polish. I used red nail polish one of the first few times when I was trying to figure out what kind of colors I liked. And when I removed the red nail polish, it basically like if you remove black nail polish, it just kind of looks like you're playing in the mud a little bit. You've got some dirty nails. When I took the red nail polish off, it basically looked like I had killed someone by scratching them to death. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, so I generally prefer in terms of the colors I like my blues, purples. I haven't done white yet. White would be interesting, but yeah, black is my favorite color of nail polish for sure. All right, step 1 done. So by now, the fingernail or the nail polish on our first hand has definitely had time to dry. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the clear coat. So we can finally put all the Q-tips away. We can get rid of the nail polish remover. The clear coat is very, very foolproof. If you get any on your skin, it will basically disappear into the air, into your skin. Who knows? But it will basically disappear within a matter of minutes. So there's no need to like touch up anything, and you can go pretty wide and like broad with the clear coat as a result. So the important part for the clear coat is just to make sure that you get enough on the applicator brush so that when you are applying it, you get a good even amount all the way from the top to the bottom of your nail. You definitely don't want to like run out. Actually, I think it turned out really, really nice. So I got a good amount there, and you can see it really blends together. Any imperfections or anything that you would have gotten, through doing your touch-ups or as you were making mistakes and screwing stuff up. So really, the clear coat does a lot to make everything nice and pretty and shiny, and protect your nail polish for longer than it otherwise would last. And the clear coat also dries fairly quickly. It's always dicey. I would say just leave it for like 10 minutes just to be safe. And then when you want to double check that it's all applied and has dried properly, just very gently touch one of the nails with the pad of your finger in an area where you won't mind if it does actually get screwed up. And you'll if nothing comes away onto your finger, then you're good to go. And if something does, then you can always reapply some clear coat. But yeah, that's basically it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments. If there's anything that went too fast, let me know. This is definitely my first time doing this kind of a tutorial. But yeah, generally I find that with the clear coat on, like I never don't put the clear coat on over the nail polish. And working in an office, typing a lot and on a smaller like laptop keyboard where it's often the nails that are directly striking the keys when I'm typing. I find that it's pretty rough on nail polish. I tend to see a little bit of cracking after 2 or 3 days, and then by the end of the week, like there's a lot of chips and stuff that have come off, and at that point I just remove the nail. I kind of like the chipped nail polish aesthetic. I think it looks pretty good, but I do, I work in an office, so it's not really going to fly to have the nails looking like that. So I like to do it at the beginning of the week and then just have it throughout the week, and then I look a little bit more punk rock on the weekend. There we are. Some not bad looking nails right there.